welcome back to The Good,
The Bad,
The 30.
I am your co-host, Kiara Lindsay.
Alexis Hunt,
Maya Hood.
And we are on episode 2, baby.
Yes. Episode 2.
If you can't see, we're all in denim.
Yes.
The denim looks good on us.
It
Denim
does.
Girls, it's giving Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child,
Yes.
real bad.
Yes.
I want to be Michelle. Nobody ever want to be Michelle.
You know what?
to be
But
Michelle.
Michelle always gets the best part.
Michelle.
She does.
If you pay attention.
And her runs.
Cater to you.
Okay.
Y'all be sleeping on Michelle's part. I wish you know.
to my man.
That's like the perfect segue into our topic. We taking it back to the 99 and the 2000s, baby.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that era.
Let's talk about our childhood. Our childhood, growing
The good, the
up.
bad, the 30.
The good. No, facts. In our childhood, what was it? The good or was it bad?
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. You know? Yeah. Honestly, like when you go through stuff as a kid, you just think that's the normal.
Yeah.
So you don't really feel like anything is bad until
Yeah.
you grow up and be like, wait, did we live separate lives? No.
Yeah.
But it shapes us to who we are. So
For
I would
sure.
say it's good.
No, yeah, I agree. So growing up, I grew up in College Park, downtown, on the south side of Atlanta. For sure.
Southside.
For sure. But what's that? Oh, Amaretta said that's not Atlanta.
This is not
Okay,
Atlanta.
but she also got a
This is
lot of
not Atlanta.
backlash for that song.
She did.
Like, for
She did. She did.
Bro, you went to school with Ludacris and Carrie
I did.
Hilson?
No, I don't know if Carrie Hilson went to my school, but
It was Luda and
Ludacris went there for sure.
it's a couple other people that went there too.
No, I think Big Boy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know.
So
Jermaine
who
Green.
gonna tell
I
Big,
went to Banneker.
who gonna tell Big Boy and Luda
I
that
don't know
it's
who
not
it was,
Atlanta?
But I went to Banneker
Period.
High School down on the south side, College Park. And I went to Hateville. That's also like in that College Park
Yeah.
area. And then Bethune. That's also like off
Okay.
Old National Flat Shows.
Cookman.
Girl,
I was
no.
just thinking that.
Mary McLeod Bethune?
No, but we
Bethune
don't.
Bethune Cookman?
Wait, is
No,
that a college?
that's no.
Yes, that's a
Yeah,
college.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I was about to say.
That's a college for
I'm with
sure.
you.
When
It's
I think of
HBCU, if I'm not
yes,
mistaken.
it is. a
Yeah.
That's when I think of Bethune. That's
You're
literally
thinking
the first
of-
thing.
Did they get married?
No.
Like, what happened?
Right.
Maybe.
We didn't make that up.
We
like,
need to do our history.
Yeah, we do.
Well,
we'll have
it
a
was-
history segment next season.
Next episode. next, the episode after that.
All right, so I think that we should take it from elementary school, middle school, and then high school.
Okay.
So one thing throughout all of those, like throughout elementary school, middle school, grade school, I didn't ride the bus. I was a car rider.
Oh,
Are you one of those?
I was.
I was on the bus.
I look like a car
Wish I
rider.
caught the
don't I?
bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so crazy. I literally rode the bus. So the one thing that I every time like I'm in school, they always literally say about how much fun they had on the bus.
That's so much
Oh,
fun.
Whether it's
you
like
wanted to.
the fights, like I had fear of missing out. Like I was
Yeah,
missing out.
yeah.
For real.
FOMO.
There was the fights, and then like the friendships that you made because
Yeah.
you can't really talk in like class
Yeah.
and stuff, you know. So I feel like I missed out on
did.
really making friends for real.
Yeah.
Because I didn't ride the bus. Y'all rode
Yeah.
the bus?
I did, but I didn't ride the school bus. I was on the city bus. City girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
They don't have buses in Chicago?
They
Like school
do,
buses?
but
No, they do. They do. But I always know that's everybody's experience. Like they take multiple buses
Yeah.
or like get on a city bus.
To get to by yourself?
yes, ma'am.
It's normal.
In elementary school?
Yes, ma'am.
It's normal.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop.
Yes, ma'am. But I know that's hilarious. They didn't have school buses in Chicago. They absolutely did, but they were like, I remember in elementary school, it was called like options for knowledge students or something. Like they even left class early. And I think it was like some type of special program. I don't even think some of them lived in like the school district. But I was like a few blocks, maybe like 10 blocks. So that means nothing to
Yeah.
to you
'Cause we
all
don't do
here.
blocks
But
here,
you
but I know what they mean.
No blocks, but like I was not far from where I lived, so it was like making friends walking to the bus stop and then making friends on the like who also rode the bus. But I was definitely on the city bus.
But
you
y'all was
know,
all going the same
CTA.
directions. Like
Yeah.
y'all went to the same school.
For sure.
Oh, okay.
And like walking home is how we saw all the fights and stuff for sure. So yeah.
Like she was
Yes.
on the bus?
I was on the bus.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think I ever was a car rider.
Really?
I mean, like, y'all, the only time I was a car rider is because I was in the after school program. So your parents gotta come pick
Come
you
pick
Yeah.
you up, yeah.
Because I'm at school all day, but I remember, I think it was elementary. We could start with elementary school. Like, I think I was in before school program and then and after school program. So I was at school probably 6 something.
You got the
6 or
breakfast.
7 something. Eating breakfast at school and then go to class.
Oatmeal.
Yes. The packet with
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Babes,
for sure.
I had my oatmeal at home.
Yeah, no, babe.
Yeah,
I was in
same.
school. Well, in elementary, we want to stick with that one. Yes. And then after school, I was in after school program. My mom had to work. Babe.
Yeah.
And I was a safety patrol.
Okay.
I know that's right.
Because I used to be like one of the
Safety
last.
patrol as in like you was monitoring the hallways?
Safety patrol. I used
She
to
was a crossing guard.
Yeah.
Stop.
She was active.
My blank, I can't curse. My blank was, I was here thinking like hallway patrol, blowing
Hall
whistles,
monitor.
talking
She was
about,
the
like,
real
the hall
deal.
monitor.
No, I had the orange
Next level.
vest across and
The
around my
highlighter.
waist, the highlighter vest. And when people was going home, I was like helping them, like directing them, opening the door.
Period. I never knew that about
And
you.
I know, and then I would leave.
That's so crazy.
It was like a little
And
job.
then I would
Now that I
leave.
think about it,
Yeah.
I liked it.
You
though.
had authority
cool.
around
Yeah,
around
no, I could leave
on the
a
property.
little earlier, go get my stuff prepped.
Yeah.
About to clock in.
Yeah. Oh, she took it serious. Top flight.
That was her job.
Yes.
That was my job. But yes, I rode the bus.
Okay, so since we're talking about elementary school and on the topic of riding bus, because you have a son, Chasey, and he rides the bus.
Yeah.
Chase rides the bus, y'all. And so he is in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when he was in pre-K, he did go to a pre-K, like he went to school,
Yeah.
at school. And I was like, no, my baby ain't getting on no bus. He ain't getting on no bus. I work from home. I'm gonna drop him off. It's down the street. And I know I haven't said this before, but my child is autistic, and he is in a special needs class. So at first I'm like, no, I need to take him.
Yeah.
And then his teacher, I think after like the 3rd month, she was like, I think you should try it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should try it because you want to give him the opportunity that every other kid has.
Yeah.
And if it's too much for him, then, you can take him off, but
Yeah.
at least you try it. Y'all, I tried it. The boy loved it. He loved the bus.
Peace.
So from pre-K, now he in kindergarten, he's ready. Like, I'm looking in the morning, I'm looking out the window because they stop right in front of the house. I'm looking out the window to see if the bus is here, and he's like pulling me, like, come on, like, let's
He's
go. I'm ready to
excited.
go. Y'all, I open that door, he flies. Like,
See you, Mom.
Yeah, he loves getting on the bus.
I like that.
And so it makes me feel better.
That's
That's
He
good.
has an air tag, though. I know exactly.
Period.
No, for sure.
Own it.
That's good. I think that as I grow into, like, as I become a mom and have kids, I don't know how I would feel about my child going to
It feels weird.
school on the bus. Like,
Because, like, you just,
like you're
where's your
putting
kid?
like you're putting your child in someone else's hands while they're on the road. You
Yes.
know, like, and I don't want to say, I don't think that was my mom's purpose of me. I genuinely want to say that she made us a car rider because, like, my mom was very protective of us.
Yeah.
Like, we were her girls.
Yeah.
Right.
And she
I know that's
wanted to
right.
drop us off each time, especially since, like, our elementary school was literally right up the street from where we lived. So it was just
okay.
an easy drop off.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, how do y'all feel about, like, when you get kids, Maya? 'Cause
Well,
you
for
already have a child.
for one, I probably won't like be raising my kids in the city, like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Chicago. So I think that is a totally different dynamic than like raising them in the South, which is likely to happen.
Yeah.
So I do. It really just depends on like where I am in my career and like moving around. I do have like a hybrid schedule,
Yeah.
so it would be possible and feasible for me to like pick them up, drop them off. But if it seems like, because I was also sheltered, like, but I also took the bus because like I'm very prompt and punctual, and my dad at
know
one
that's
point
right.
like would pick me up late every single day. Like, it's the same time, sir. What's the disconnect?
Yeah.
So eventually, I'm just like, let me just get on the bus.
Yeah.
Like, it's down
I
the
can
street.
make sure I get to school on time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now
No,
I
that's
did.
right.
I did get dropped off in the morning though,
Oh,
but
okay.
I always took the bus home. So I think if I get to feeling like they need that type of exposure, like that fun, that social connection, then
yeah.
I'd be down for it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
it.
cute. He went to a field trip last week, and they rode the bus. And the parents can come, so of course I went. And I'm driving behind him, and just see him get off, and he's just so excited. He's
a
I'm
big
like, oh,
boy.
he's gonna have experiences and fun on the bus. So I tried to let my guard down. I know he's super young, but I let my guard down young, and I'm glad that his teacher was like, try it. Just try it. Like, and because it didn't bother me to take him to school. But it is good to have him have that opportunity. I don't want to shelter him. Yeah. Because, you're autistic, so you can't. Like, how do you know? Like, they're consistent. They like consistency. Routine, so if this is something I have to do, I'm going to do it and I'll be fine. Yeah. So just introducing that to his routine.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Cool. Thanks, girl.
All right, so let's move into middle school. Why you had to look like that?
I loved middle school.
Did you really?
What?
I think that, so I went to a middle school where not a lot of my friends from elementary school migrated over to that middle school. So the middle school that was in the area of where my elementary school was, it wasn't the best middle school. And my mom and my parents, my dad was like, yeah, no, they're not going there. Yeah. So we went to a Hayville charter school where we had to wear uniforms and all that other stuff. Aww. So my middle school experience.
I need to see that.
No. No. I will say that, because that's one of the things I wanted to ask. I feel like in middle school, that's probably, I don't want to say that's when I looked my worst, but, babes, pimples was given mountains. Yikes. Babes, I had Tennessee right here.
Girl.
Utah over here.
Girl, not Utah. Get her out of here.
Did you feel like there was, because I feel like also too when we were in middle school, there was migrating over into high school, there was that pressure of having some type of image or possibly having some type of just persona when it comes to either being the people that you see on TV or being the people or the peers that you're always around. Did you guys feel that moving from middle school into high school?
I would say for me, yes. I didn't say this, but elementary school was part Chicago, part North Carolina. So I actually used to live in Raleigh, North Carolina for a couple years, and then I moved
I'm about to move there. No,
you are?
I'm joking.
Y'all knew that.
Not exclusive is crazy.
No, Raleigh, North Carolina, and then so I moved here 6th grade, so that was a start middle school. So I feel like everything was a transition for me because North Carolina is totally different from Georgia. North Carolina's super slow, and even at that young age, it was just, they're behind on time. Yeah. How they dress, what they wear, what they watch, what they in my opinion, let me say that. No offense to any North Carolina people, but here, when I moved to Atlanta, more specifically Marietta, my middle school was so fun. My best friend right now, Che, shout out to Che, we were neighbors. So I moved from a different state and then going to middle school, and she just became my friend, and we're still friends today. And in school, it was a lot. I feel like I grew a lot. Yeah. A lot of my friends to this day are from middle school, which is still crazy. I'm 30 years old, and I have...
That's amazing. That's amazing to say that most of my friends are from middle school.
And that's why I love middle school so much, because I feel like it built my bonds. Yeah. It built my main friendship bonds. People I could never live without. But my middle school, I know people got stuff to say about Marietta, but it was very ghetto. Very ghetto. And I mean, fights all the time, drama. But I just loved it. It was just so rough. I don't know. It was just so rough.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It wasn't that crazy pow-pows and nothing like that. But it was just something new every day. And, I fought. My friends fought. It was just crazy. But I had my little boyfriends, my little first kisses. I don't know. I just feel like it started to shape me. But more to what you said was the pressure of middle school, trying to figure out your identity.
Essentially, trying to fit in.
You're trying to fit
really,
in.
Figured that
the way
out
I was dressing, she has that on. She's popular. And then the boy I talked to, he's popular. That's essentially how I kind of got popular, y'all. For real, when I first came, I was kind of lame, for real. Because obviously nobody knew me. And then I had one little boyfriend, and he was popular. And it's brought me up, hell. So... And then after that, then everybody just wanted me or whatever. But
everybody just wanted me. Everybody just wanted me.
But I wanted my butt to look bigger because I was super, super small.
Girl, please. Let me get started.
See, I was heavier babes.
Oh, I was
like
super small, like OD.
mama was pushing like 200.
No.
That's probably like OD.
You're being dramatic. Like, I was going to say,
more than
relax. I was going to say, relax.
Because, girl, what if he really was?
No, but I just knew that wasn't. I just knew. Like, I saw the
Baby girl
drama.
was
We gonna pull up the pictures when we get
I
home.
felt the drama from over here, though. I just, yeah.
What about you, Mike? Did you have that? Because you went to middle school in Chicago, right?
I did. So first of all, in Chicago, there is like really no middle school. Like they have
really?
a few high schools that have middle school, but essentially you go from kindergarten to 8th grade and then you graduate and
Girl,
go to
shut
high
up.
school.
Yeah.
So middle school, we actually call elementary school grammar school.
Yeah.
So I would say, what's that, like 6th to 8th grade?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to like toot my own horn or
Okay,
anything.
Maya was that girl. Maya was that girl, babes.
Girl. Come on, the
The
good.
man is crazy.
Come on, the good.
Eve, I'm trying to be serious. You know, I pride myself on being one of those people that, like, you know how when the teacher moves you and like they move you to like the quiet kids table or
Yeah.
something, like, or what
Trying to
I was
be
gonna
friends
talk
with
to
everybody.
I was gonna get everybody to talk. Like,
Aw.
I was gonna be kikiing with everybody because I love to laugh. I want to be a laugh.
No, for sure.
So that was definitely one thing. When I was in I think 7th grade was probably one of my like greatest years. That was also like peak Nikki. Like, give me a Chinese bang. I had hazel contacts. Like, I had the tutu
The
and
anal contact
I
in
gotta
7th grade
see
is
it.
intense.
I
We need the
would pull
pictures,
up the
Mom. We
pictures.
need the pictures.
We will pull up pictures. I would like get the little arm warmers from Claire's, like
Oh,
Aeropostale
Oh,
polos.
Oh,
When I
baby.
say
We were
every
Aeropostale
Monday,
down.
every Monday I'm mom.
Aeropostale.
You know they had like the little sale on Mondays. I'm like,
Yes.
Mom, run that. 2
Period.
polos.
Yeah.
The second one had to
Yeah.
match the little
Yeah.
butterfly. Like, that was me. And
That
then
is
I
so
just started shopping at like Wet Seal.
Yes,
Charlotte's,
rainbow.
Rainbow.
Yes.
all of that. So I think that's when I was like really growing into like getting into my fashion and
Yeah.
you know, I was dressing myself for a while, but I think that's when I was finding like my own style
Yeah.
for real. And like I would polish my nails like every week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing like the crack polish. Like I was just doing a whole bunch of different things. But I had a good time in middle school. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
something. You said when the teachers would put you at different tables and you would just make friends with everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like that was my experience in middle school. Like I
Girl.
had Mexican friends because where our middle school was,
Uh-huh.
there was a
There was
lot of
Hispanics?
Hateville have
Oh,
a lot
really?
of they have a lot of Hispanics over
I would
there.
have never thought.
Babes, I went to a quinceañera.
I know that's right.
I never would have
on
thought
Cleveland Avenue, and we
No,
had to,
Cleveland.
we met
I know
met at the
it's fun.
school and we rode in a limo with her to her
I know that's
quinceañera.
right. How was that?
It was nice.
I'm
From what I
sure.
remember, it was fun.
It was like a little wedding, huh?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. It was like a little wedding.
We
It
love a good
was.
tradition.
She had a big dress on,
love
dancing
that.
with her family and
They
stuff.
love a big
yeah.
dress.
Aww.
Yeah.
What was
something
her
in Spanish.
name? I know you
something in
didn't remember the
Spanish.
flag.
Sorry, girl.
That's why I asked, but it's
Say
cool.
something in Spanish. Hola.
Girl.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Girl.
Okay.
Me llamo Kiera.
Okay.
¿De dónde eres?
Okay.
Yeah.
What time
Yeah.
is it, right?
No, where you
That's where
at?
I think that's where you from.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, ¿qué hora es?
¿Qué hora es?
Is what time it is?
That's yeah.
Babes, I don't know. But
Yeah,
that's a
¿qué hora
question.
es?
Ora. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Not too much.
Not too much on my
That's
girl.
Popeye's fritas. Yeah, that's it. French fries. That's it.
Another
That's all we need
thing,
to
French
know.
fries is crazy. Another thing that I feel like was very pivotal for us going from middle school to high school was social media. Like that was a
yeah.
time of Facebook. Babes, we was coding. We were coders
MySpace.
on MySpace for
Oh,
sure.
we
The
were definitely coding.
backgrounds with the
I was making everybody's page.
the sparkles and the music.
Yeah.
I had
As
everything.
A woman in technology and looking
were
at coding
coding.
every day.
We were coding.
Babes, I was prepped.
How are we doing that?
I can review a XML, a JSON,
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that at 11.
Period.
Yeah, for sure.
Period.
I had the little stars falling down my
Same.
page.
Like I had the sparkles.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it? The top 5 or Fave 5? Or?
Was it?
What was
So
it?
you had your
Eight?
fave 5
Yes.
friends.
Yeah,
Friends.
yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Mine's changed because I'm fickle.
Wow, for real? Because you could do 5, 8, 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I literally only probably had 2 people up there. So my best friend at the time,
Oh,
and
you
then
was
another
choosing.
friend.
She was choosing.
But that was only
Really?
because like I don't feel like I had a lot of really close friends in
Yeah,
grade school.
you was choosing.
Like I had friends.
Yeah.
But like throughout grade school, like a really close
Great.
friend, I had one really close friend in elementary school, but she went off to another middle school. So we kind of just didn't, you know, connect after that. And then in middle school is where I found a really close best friend of mine at that time, and then we fell out after high school. So it's like I don't really have a lot of friends from grade school except
would
for like
say-
my close guy friends that I met in high school.
Yeah. I would say, like, for me, most of my friends are from middle school, but I didn't go to the high school for that middle school. So they kept going
Yeah.
to that high school, and then I went to Marietta, and I was sad. I was
Really?
like, I don't know nobody here. I think I had one girl from middle school, Kayla. Shout out to Kayla Sledge. We both went to the same high school and was lost. Like, okay, we're just gonna stick together because we're in a
I didn't get to
separate
go where I
district.
wanted to go either.
Yeah, and I was like, I want to stay, but the high school was kind of known to be like bad.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Oh, we'll move to make sure you're not in district." And then we went from a house to an apartment. My parents literally moved to an apartment on purpose for me not to go there. And I'm like, I just want to be with my friend.
Yeah.
But it was still Cobb County, and I still kept in contact with them.
I was
They
about to say, how
still
did you
my
keep in contact?
friends. We just phones, hanging out. They were
Yeah.
still my friends. So, yeah, and it just kept going. I don't know. It just never stopped.
Yeah.
And then I also, like, in high school, I dated a guy that went to that high school too.
Okay.
So, like, I was still
Y'all have
involved in
dances
the
and stuff?
circles.
Yes.
Yeah, like
The-
I went
did
to
y'all have sock
prom.
hops?
We had dances.
Oh,
You're
so
funny.
A sock hop is it the thing?
What?
That's just what they
I was
called them,
thinking of the
though.
potato. You know the potato.
No, like girl, that's a
is-
game.
What is
She's
sock
thinking
hop?
like
sock hop
the
is like
Sadie
a-
Hawkins dance type vibe.
It's
But
kinda
that's just
like
what
that.
they called them, though. Like, but
It's
they
a
were
sock
actually
hop.
like
Do you wear socks?
part. No.
And you not?
My goodness.
I don't know what the hell that is. That some South
Do you know
Side?
the Sadie Hawkins
Maybe it
dances though?
Was it? You said what?
The Sadie Hawkins, like, did you heard of that one?
But
So
was
y'all
it-
just had parties.
Wait,
were
what
just
kind
in
of
the-
party? Like kickbacks?
No, like a
like
gym
school
party.
Like it was like so sock hop was like in elementary school we had sock hops and it was like a dance that we had in like
Yeah.
the basketball gym.
The baseball gym.
No, we
And
had
we
had
got
like
together and-
eighth grade social, but it was like a prom for 8th grade. But that was it.
Yeah, we
But
had
that
that,
was one
too,
thing.
but that was
So in
no.
from 6th to 8th, we definitely didn't have like parties regularly. We went to the skating rink.
Yes,
And
the
those
skating
turned
rink was our
into
thing.
juke jams
No, it was.
where everybody was dry humping.
Yeah.
No,
that is literally the
Let's
thought.
talk about
Let's
it.
talk about
Let's
it.
talk about
babes.
it.
Do we want to
wait,
get into that era?
No, for sure. Sparkles. So, like, I grew up on the South Side, Old National, Flash shows. Over there is Skate Town. And at Skate Town, they had a teen club. It was literally like a little triangle, probably like the size of this room.
Yeah.
And we was in there, you know. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
I had a
We
lot
was
of
in there
juke,
for
juke.
sure.
Yeah, boy.
You know?
Juke. Yeah, boy.
For
Juke.
sure. Going in there.
Supposed to
being
be
fast.
skating.
Supposed to be skating.
Yeah, your parents think they dropping you off to go skating.
Babes, what?
I'm going to
Paid
go
that extra,
home.
what was that, a dollar?
You go, wait a minute.
I'm like, not literally.
Wait. Wait. Hold on, man. Come on, man.
Girl.
Wait a
And I couldn't even twerk back then. I was like,
It was just a little grind.
No,
a little-
for sure. It wasn't
little
even,
pop, pop,
it
pop.
was like a little rub.
yeah, just like
it was just a little rub.
But why was you rubbing our butts on their
friction.
stuff? That's so
It
crazy.
wasn't even like, when
But
you
it
think
wasn't-
about it.
To me, I don't think that's fast.
No, I feel like we came. we left sweating.
No.
Yes! Why was our hair
Babe.
poofing up?
No,
Babe,
we were
hair
being
was
fast.
Why?
No,
You
because
sweat
some
on
of it
the
was on
arms.
the ground though. Like
Yes, doing the crybaby.
No, it was
Grinding?
No,
No, like the Pretty Ricky stuff?
exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh, Lord.
Do y'all remember like your J Smooth on YouTube?
Yes. Yikes.
Wait.
Yikes.
You mentioned Pretty Ricky, and this literally made me think about this. I was in school, and I remember when Pretty Ricky was going to be at the Walmart on Old National.
Okay, meet up.
And they was signing their first CDs.
Okay.
And I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, can I go? Can I go and get my CDs or get a CD signed?
Let me listen to it.
She was like, no. She was like, no. Have you heard their music? Why would you need to go over there? I was like,
That's
but
so
Mom.
funny that was your mom.
And the crazy thing is, like, thinking about it, now listening to Pretty Ricky, and back then,
Oh yeah, we
I
had
don't
no
know
business.
what they was talking about. I'm just like, I
Girl.
like this. They
Right.
talking about
No
like,
business.
this is hit.
They
You
I
know?
used to love the
I
whisper
wasn't paying
songs.
attention to what they was saying until like, well, not now, but like
Yeah.
as I've gotten older, I'm like,
Yeah, all the music now, you be like, whoa.
whoa. That's what we was listening
So I'm
to.
the
That's
only
what
one
I
that
was
knew
saying.
what was
That's
going
what I
on.
Every freaking word.
I knew what was
Knew
going on.
every word. Every word. Didn't know what it meant. Didn't
Y'all,
know
the
what it
parties
meant.
is crazy. Did y'all parents let y'all go to teen parties? Like in like high school? Did
My
that-
mom was the mom that was like, I gotta talk to the mom.
Yeah.
My mom did that.
And at that point, I was like, I don't even want to go because
Yeah.
why you gotta talk to her?
We had actual teen clubs.
We didn't have the teen
Teen
clubs,
clubs.
but we like certain high schools, like the all boys schools. They would have parties, and then they would have like, did y'all? I know y'all had like cliques.
Yeah,
and they
for
would
sure.
throw parties and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we
Mhm.
definitely, I'm not even gonna name all of them people, but they would like have little cliques and then they would have parties. So those were cool.
Yeah.
But the kickbacks, like people have an open tip, like where's your parents?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't your parents home?
No, seriously, my mom
It was a lot going down at
My
those
mom
kickbacks.
was like that for sure.
Oh,
My
so
mom
I
was
went
like,
to a lot of
no,
stuff.
I could not. I don't think until I got to my senior year is when my mom got a little
Loosen
bit
up.
more lenient
Yeah.
to let me actually go out and explore. Like, I didn't have my first kiss until I was like 11th grade. Like,
Okay.
I didn't have my first boyfriend for real until I was like 12th grade. Like, I
That's
was very
nice.
much so sheltered.
That's good
If you should
though.
say.
That's good.
I was sheltered too, but I was
Still
sneaky.
outside.
I was sneaky.
Oh, you was sneaky.
Yeah, but I also feel like I didn't have to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Like, you know, hindsight.
Yeah.
Like with me, my mom, she ain't play that shit. But I have an older sister, Chelsea, so it kind of was my excuse for everything. Like you can go if your sister go, because right now I think we like 3 years apart. So she's 3 years older than me.
Okay, that's not a bad.
And
gap.
so, but we used to go to teen, like we had literal teen clubs. You from Cobb County, you know. Texano, Maria Bonita.
Nah, bro, neither.
Is that a Mexican restaurant?
It was a restaurant, but it turned into a teen club. Like it was literally like they checked. I don't think they checked ID. Well, yeah, they did because. Dang, I just thought about it. They had some bands for 18 and up. They didn't serve alcohol, but they had some bands for 18 and up. And then if you were under 18, you didn't have a band or something like that. But anyway, it was literally a club, but it was for kids. And honestly, I loved it. But the only thing is, it was always like a fight or something in there.
Of course.
And
Of course.
I used to hang out with a girl. She always wanted to fight people, and
you
she
hate
was like
those
6'3",
friends?
right? So she used to be wanting to fight dudes. I was about to say her.
Wait a
And
minute.
I'm like, girl. And then I remember one time, y'all, I was like, we were all getting ready to go to the party. And I was like, my friend was starting with somebody. I was like, please, I don't want to
Not
fight.
right now.
Please.
I'm having a good time.
But literally, the teen clubs was just, it was so fun. My mom was always like, I'll drop y'all off. One of their moms need to pick you up. But for kickbacks, if we at somebody's house, my mom was definitely that person to be like,
I need to talk
hey,
to your
parents,
mama.
who
it
here?
wasn't no parents present.
And she would
so-
go in. She didn't trust that phone, so she would go in. Hey, I'm such and such. All right, call me. That's my number. But it was like some of their parents would like, they just didn't care. So they would like
Yeah.
go downstairs and just all the dudes standing on the wall with their big white tees and baggy pants,
yeah,
and then
boy,
all the
ju-
girls. And then you literally are walking around, and if a dude pull you,
You gotta start dancing.
you gotta start dancing.
You gotta start dancing.
Bennett.
It's crazy,
so
but it
good.
was fun. It's like thinking back is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it was just normal. It wasn't like, you know, we wasn't. I mean, I wasn't, and none of my friends was like having sex. It
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
It was just fun.
That was just
like
the norm.
Yeah.
However,
oh,
the elementary school that I went to,
mm,
by 5th grade, they was
Pregnant.
bust down. I pregnant. Maybe more so 8th grade.
I think she said bust down.
Maybe more so 8th grade with the children, but they were definitely getting it in by
That's
like
crazy.
5th, 6th grade.
That's crazy.
And I like it wasn't something that like when you said we didn't know what we was singing, I knew what we was singing. I knew what was going on.
See,
Yeah.
not me.
But
I didn't know.
it was freaked out to me. I said,
Yeah.
hold on now.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, we're children. Like, this is too much. It's too far.
Yeah.
So that was just always my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so. But they was, no, them children.
My girl mature. Okay. She said,
Yeah.
That's fair.
Not y'all a dirty little kid.
Dirty look
At
is
the
just
same
crazy.
age. Same age. I know that story.
All right, so I want to talk about our most embarrassed. I feel like we've had the most embarrassing moments while we were in grade school. So, middle school, elementary school, high school. What is an embarrassing moment that you had during those times? I can go first because it looked like y'all thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
when I was in elementary school, I like I said, I was sheltered, but I was also just always tried to be like a good girl in school.
Oh.
So like when I was in elementary school and I don't want to say be a teacher's pet, but I just didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I asked the teacher, I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. And she never let me go to the bathroom. Like, she didn't let me go to the bathroom this day. And I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom real bad. I was in 5th
I've heard
grade.
this story before.
I was in 5th grade. I was like, I got to go to the bathroom real bad. She was like, no, you can't go to the bathroom. Babies, I peed on myself.
Oh.
And after that, the kids started calling me Peabody.
Maya, you wrong, bro. Maya.
It gets worse.
Oh, that's what she did?
No. No.
Oh.
But so that same characteristic traveled to me when I was in 7th grade. I'm in 7th grade now, and you know in middle school you got the bell,
Yeah.
and you got to make it to the classroom before the bell rang.
Mm-hmm.
I made it to the classroom, but I had to pee real bad. And I asked the teacher, I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? And she was like, no. No, you can't go to the bathroom. And at this point, like you're at the age where you can just walk out and go to the bathroom. But like I said, I don't want to walk out. I don't want
Yeah.
to be a bad,
You were raised right.
right?
Respectful.
I wanted to sit there and hold it as long as I can, babes. My bladder burst.
Ooh.
And when I tell you,
I know that feeling too. When
I
it's just
was
like,
peeing for like a whole minute straight.
Not even
And the
close.
crazy thing is, in the moment, I was just letting it go. I wasn't saying nothing. So the girl was sitting next to me. She looked down. She was like,
what is this?
I looked at her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I was just peeing. I'm just peeing.
And this is still going,
and the crazy thing, the students, they start backing up from me.
And she not
while
saying
I'm
nothing.
still peeing.
Spreading.
Yeah.
The puddle is spreading, and they don't want it to touch that
And she ain't
feet.
said a word.
It was so embarrassing.
And you was in 7th grade?
Yes.
Kiara.
Yes. It was so
And
embarrassing.
you wanted to be a good girl so bad you didn't walk out the...
I did not
I
walk out. I literally sat there and like my bladder burst. Like I couldn't hold it no more. And I peed
How's
on
your bladder
myself.
now?
Oh babes, I can hold it for a long time.
Oh.
Please don't.
I can hold it for a long time. I be trying to test myself a little
Keeping
bit.
it still
See how far I
okay.
can go.
See, Kiara, don't... I know if I go to your house and sit on the couch, it's a
Oh
little
my
wet.
God.
It's a little down. It's a little down. I know why.
All right, you went too far.
She changed her life
Most
around.
embarrassing. Maya, you go first.
How do I measure up to?
I know. I mean, yeah, it's okay.
It's totally fine. Like,
we listen and we
We
judge.
don't.
sometimes.
This was the wrong question to ask.
We literally-
because clearly I'm the only one here that's
No.
we
embarrassing.
don't judge.
No, I have embarrassing stories.
Why don't you go?
Okay, I'll go.
next.
So, one time I was in high school. Can we say high school? I know you
Yeah.
said-
Yeah.
So I was in high school and I I sneezed and farted at the same time.
Was
And
it
we were taking a
fart?
test. So everybody was quiet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was it like a silent killer or?
Oh no, it was. Brr, brr, brr. No, I was playing. Not the extra.
Not the band.
But no, it was a burp. And one of my guy friends, y'all, this is crazy. One of my guy friends, he was like, he made a joke like, damn, stinky ass, whatever, right? And then, you know how you like, okay, ha, whatever. No, he kept going, like the whole class, like, oh, did you know Alexis farted? So y'all, no lie, I graduated high school in 2012. We had our 12-year reunion, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him.
brought it back
and he was
up.
like, Lex, you remember that time we was in such and such class and you farted? And I was like, bro, he
That's so
will
crazy.
never I've had many experiences with him. Like, he is cool, we friends, and we had history. And the fact that that's what you say?
Not even, oh, I be seeing you on Instagram. I'm so proud of you.
like,
Yeah, that kind of like came after, but he just like, Lex, you remember?
Nothing came after.
And he cracking up, and I'm just like, what are you still talking about this? And I immediately got re-embarrassed all over again, even though that was, y'all, that had to be like
years
over
ago. Over 10 years for sure.
like 15 years ago.
For sure.
to be
let
honest.
it go, but
For sure.
it's not even.
So that's
funny
embarrassing
anymore.
because why is that still in your memory?
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I tried to
I'm so
forget.
grateful that I can
I
laugh
went to
at
therapy
my...
for that.
Did you really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm so glad that I can laugh at my scenario now. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, there's been years. Like, I couldn't talk about it because
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed. And it happened twice.
Not childhood trauma.
Girl.
Yeah, twice is crazy. No, the backing up one, that would have traumatized me too.
I felt like, you
The
know, when you
backing
watching a
up was a
cartoon,
lot. Like, I
and like,
would've-
they'd be like...
Have y'all
slow
ever played
creep
The
back.
Sims?
I love
So you know
Sims.
how it gets like green around it? It'd be
Yes.
like a fog. Like,
Yes, when they
that's
go
what I'm
yeah.
imagining. But
I
no,
love
they
The
did
Sims.
the most. They didn't have to do that. I can't really think of like embarrassing. I think like as women, we've all had those like moments
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
for sure. So maybe that, but it was never like a scene cause. So maybe I got suspended a lot in school. Like
Shut up.
the shock,
Not the
the
firecracker.
shock on everybody's face.
Wow.
It was always like so crazy. Mind you, I'm the youngest of 4. And so I do find it very funny how I got suspended the most out of all of my siblings put together.
Not put together. Girl.
The first time I got suspended was in 2nd grade because I was hustling.
Huh?
Girl, what was you doing? You gonna have to
Hustling
laugh.
what?
Y'all know the little poppers that you throw on the ground?
Yeah.
You was
Okay, I
selling
was
them?
selling those.
I know,
Selling
that's
them.
right.
I was
Selling one.
How
one
many?
for-
No, I was selling like
Okay.
4 boxes for $1.
Oh.
Where you get
Wholesale.
Maya, where did you
Come
get
on,
them from?
wholesale.
Where did you get the boxes
It's
from?
all there.
Maya, please. All right.
Moving
So-
weight of crackers.
So
is
like,
crazy.
okay, so mind you, okay, I used to get them from the flea market. Like we used to go to the flea market all the time,
Yeah.
and so the flea market was like outside of Chicago. So it was in Illinois, but it was outside of Chicago. And so saying that to say fireworks are illegal in the city of Chicago. So I would be bringing the contraband across borders.
Girl, I cannot.
But the funny thing is, like we would switch classes, so we would have these desks, and I had in the back of the.
Not pushing him.
you know I got that fire.
Literally.
I had them in the back of my desk, and so the student that was at my desk when we switched classes, like he snitched on me.
Oh.
And the crazy thing is, like, he just recently sent me a Facebook request, and I just want you to know if you're watching this, we will never be Facebook
we would
friends.
never,
will
I would
never.
never get another chance to
You'll
treat me like a
never
piece of
get
shit
another
again.
chance.
I know you snitched on me. I know you pulled it off. I know you did it. So, like, if you're wondering why you never got that acceptance,
You snitched on me.
Put it on the floor.
Put it on the floor.
I'm gonna put it on the floor.
Okay.
The next
Maya,
time,
I want some. I gotta come it out.
I got you.
Okay, thank you, girl.
When I go back home. Really quickly. 7th grade, I threw a rock at this boy, and they thought that I had threw the rock that was this big, but I actually had just like sat it down by the gate. So when they went, like, I threw the smaller rock and it hit the gate and it made a little ding ding. And so when they went to go and look at the evidence, they thought that it was the big one. They was like, you could have put somebody's eye out. And I'm just looking at them like, you guys are doing a lot.
I'm screaming.
He actually pushed me first, so I was retaliating.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was that. And
That's
then every other time, and we're not going to talk about how many times it was, but it was ridiculous. So
Okay, Big Maya, not the little one. I may be little, but I'm
Small but
mighty.
mighty.
I know that's
Mighty,
right.
for
Mighty
sure.
Maya.
Mighty
don't
gonna put
play
it on
with
the
it, don't
floor.
play with it.
Bro, I'm finna start calling you Mighty Maya.
I have so many. I have so
Okay.
many names. Okay, so you know what we do at this point, our segment, ChatGPT, where we ask Gia, the girl, to give us a random question. And so we're going to type it in now. If you could relive any one day from your past exactly as it happened, which day would you choose and why?
Oh, wow.
That's a good
That's
one.
a really good question.
That's a good one.
You go first.
Ooh. It would probably be, just off the top of my head, I went to Miami with one of my friends from high school, Shayna. Hey, girl. For my birthday. And when I say, like, I was there the day before. It was like a solo trip, and then she kind of, like, surprised me and came out there. And we just spent the whole day on Ocean Drive, like, just
Ocean.
laid out. We had, you know, some libations, some little edibles, you know, like we was just really riding a wave, and it was just such a vibe. Like, we oftentimes say, like, we went through a portal, like we unlocked so many, like we just talked and we had a good time, we laughed and shared stories and all of that, and we say, like, we went through a portal. And that's just our saying of, like, we just unlocked a new level of our friendship, and whenever, like, we're transitioning into a new phase of life, we just be like, we're going into the portal.
Oh, that's so cute.
But yeah, that's my girl.
like
But
it.
yeah, that was definitely like a really good day, really good birthday celebration. So I would love to go back to that day.
That's amazing. I think mine's is probably going to be a little bit too more emotional or sentimental. But I think that I would go back to just any day where, and that's so crazy because I thought about this maybe like 2 days ago, but I would go over my grandparents' house, so my granny and my papa. I would go back to their house, like when they moved up here to Atlanta, and I would just go to their house and take a nap because my grandma would call me. She'd be like, Yanni, Kiera, I want you to come over here and I want you to come see me. And make sure you bring me something.
Granny.
And she would just leave me a voicemail, and it would just be a random day, and I would just go over there, maybe like after work or something, or maybe on the weekend or something. And I would literally just go there, watch her play her little crossword puzzle on my papa in his office, and he watching his black and white TV shows.
Cowboys.
And my grandma is watching like one of her stories, The Young and the Restless, or at this time she was into The Haves and the Have-Nots. And I would literally sleep for hours.
The Tyler Perry show?
And it was
Yes,
so peaceful.
That
and
was
it
such
was
a good
so
one, though.
peaceful, and I would wake up and I would
like
look over and my
grandparents.
granny sleep,
Yeah.
and it would just be so peaceful. Like
Yeah.
those
No worries
moments,
in the world.
I literally miss so much,
Yeah.
and it's so crazy that was the question that came up because I literally thought about those moments and how much I missed those moments.
Yeah.
Just literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would go
I
back
love
to.
that. That's
I like
beautiful.
that. Simple.
I mean, now that you said that, it had me thinking, but I'm gonna keep what I was saying at first. I didn't think too deep, but that was a good one. Mine is two, and I'll touch on them real quick. Me, Kiara, and one of our other friends, when we went to Nashville, and we had like
No, that was a good last
we
day.
went to Nashville, and we literally like. I felt like we were in a movie. Like we
Yeah.
just went to bars, and it wasn't about just drinking.
On
Like,
Broadway.
yeah, it was just like we just vibed and was chilling, and it was like around Christmas time, so we bought each other Christmas gifts. We rented like an all pink house, and and then we opened gifts together outside of the fireplace, and it was just peaceful vibes. Like I felt like we were in a movie. Like
Yeah, it was.
that is honestly one of my favorite moments.
Really?
And then like if I think like outside of family,
Yeah.
that's what I think of. And then the second time is I thought I was going to Jamaica with my mom.
Oh, yeah.
And me and my mom was at the airport. She's like, yeah, we're going to Jamaica for your birthday. And I get there and all my friends are there except for Kiara.
Aw.
Kiara was supposed to be there.
I was literally crying. Like,
Yeah,
they
I
had
was
me on
like-
FaceTime. I was crying.
It was the craziest thing ever. Like, they had a banner with my face on it, like, happy birthday, Lex, and had shirts made. And it was like 10 of them, like, kind of low key. And I had a whole panic attack in the middle of the airport.
I would have hyperventilated.
Because I was like, I literally talked to a lot of them like every day.
Yeah.
So how did y'all get that
Nobody
past me? How
said
did you plan that for
anything, yeah.
months? Nobody dropped anything. Like, and I had no idea. And seeing them, like, I remember the first full day I kept saying, is this real? Like, I felt like I was in the movie because I was just like, y'all did this for me?
Yeah.
Like all my friends except for you and Che. I ain't know my cousin yet, y'all. But like was there, and I just was like, wow. Like I still am just, even if my friends who tried to come and they couldn't,
Yeah.
like it just meant so much to me because I'm just like, dang, I felt like I was truly loved
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
appreciated for my friendship. So yeah.
That's a really good one. You
That
brought up
is.
the Nashville one. That was a really good trip. That was good.
That's lovely.
This was episode 2, and we always end all of our episodes with a quote or just something that kind of resonates with the episode. So today's quote is, childhood is a time to be happy, to have fun, and to make memories. Alfalfa.
Yeah.
That was a good one, right?
Come on, Alfalfa.
I like that.
Thank you guys so
okay,
much
that's what I
for
should've
listening
said.
to this next episode of The Good.
The bad.
The 30.
Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and check us out next week.
Yeah.
Ew.
Bye, guys.